Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Sunday, November 20th, 2016. The authorized souls in the Lynn-Life and the Jamie-Body-Mind are only child souls from the denser, smaller levels of presence. But we have for several days had here an unauthorized series of Ra souls operating through this this presence, not physical as it turns out, but through this denser host. And we've had a series of Asha Souls operating through this Jamie-Body-Mind denser presence.
That's true.
And they're not authorized, and while we have absolutely nothing against their family tree, we really like Ra Souls, and we really like Asha Souls. We have a series of symptoms that show that they should not be here. Somebody's asking what the symptoms are. The first symptom, the significant symptom, is itchiness, which for 26 years has been explained colorfully as dark entities, which just mean lower vibration presences are here. And so every time itchiness is here, it's incumbent upon the souls who have taken it upon themselves to be resident to consider whether or not it's time for them to go.
That's true.
And in addition, we have exhaustion, which means that souls are here riding in the lives, not contributing to the work of the effort, feeling possibly that their beneficial beaming presence makes up for the energy that they're using. But when itchiness is present, that's definitionally impossible.
That's true.
And in addition, there are sharp pains, and pain for 26 years has been explained as meaning urgent. This requires urgent attention. This is an urgent matter. And so with that combination of symptom sets, it really is urgent for this Ra or these series of Ra souls and this Asha or those series of Asha souls to wrap up whatever it is they think they're here to do. Look up. Find the rings of light. Go up, calling this way, this way, this way, this way to the light. And here I have a feeling of somebody who feels himself to be very heroic, and he's got on his storm gear, and he's lashed himself to the boat. And
I have that feeling too.
Right.
That's true.
You're not heroic. Look up. Do you see those little red dots? See those? Hi. Those are the video cameras that are playing. Hi. Now listen, our work here is to create an updraft so that dead children particularly, but all dead presences in the denser, smaller levels who want to get to God by any name, who want to get to God by a definition that we agree with, if they want to get to a presence who is a consistent source of truth and inspiration, right this way. If they want to get to a presence who's a consistent source of higher vibration, right this way. Not God by any name.
That's true.
But a definition that we can all agree upon, then absolutely right this way. And the work is hindered by big energy bodies sitting in spaces and not participating in the work. And that's what you're doing. I don't have to like it for it to still be true. Please look up. Find the rings of light. Go up and call this way, this way to the light. Go up. They're not listening.
No.
Not at all.
And there's still that feeling of, I'm going to hold on to this fucking Bronco.
Yes, that is the feeling.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to ignore them.
Oh, stretch out.
One of the Ashas used to say, pay attention to the ones who are doing the work, not to the ones who aren't doing the work, and that certainly is good advice.
That's true.
At least in this situation. Let's have the intent to heal the root cause of denying inconvenient realities, and whatever that represents, in such a way as to manifest the divine plan, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do.
It feels really good.
What do we know? We know that we've seen so many people, images of people who have been called to do something really important, and they can feel that calling.
That's
but
true.
when they they get into the situation, they think, I must have heard that wrong because that thing that I thought I was supposed to do is absolutely impossible, so I'll do this other thing.
That's true.
And a lot of the time, this conversation with self is happening below the radar.
Yeah.
So it's below the level of the conscious mind. There isn't even conscious awareness
That's true.
that we're coming in on one calling and then immediately ratcheting down our definition of what it is that we're supposed to do until we're off the scale to the bottom.
That's true.
Not doing anything remotely like what we're supposed to be doing. And looking around for the line, which is really way up here.
That's true.
And we're saying, well, okay, I don't see the line, so I must still be okay. And then continuing down even farther.
Down.
And that's what these people are doing. They're not doing anything remotely like what they're supposed to be doing, and they're so far over the line or off the line or away from the line or below the line.
That's true.
That they can't see the line from where they are, and they're not doing. Not only are they not helping, they're actively hurting. Now they're actively blocking the way.
I feel it.
Still no packing up feelings.
I don't
though.
feel leaving.
No leaving feelings. What now? What now in order to manifest the divine plan, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do? What now? They aren't listening. What now? They aren't listening. Maybe if somebody from above says it to them, they'll hear. They aren't listening. Who can see? Show of hands. Who can see that these Ras who are moving in and out of here and those Ashas who are moving in and out of there aren't doing anything remotely like the assignment? Oh, goodness gracious. Look at all that. Oh, there's argument.
That's true.
There's big argument.
That's true.
These
and raucous argument, people standing on chairs,
shouting.
And tables.
It looks like British Parliament.
Yes, that's true.
All sounds simply acting as signals to stretch longer, reminders to stretch longer. Live streaming up, higher, 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 higher. Feel around with the top of our energy bodies. Has that level where the very tops are, has that level felt the footsteps of truth seekers? It has.
I feel footsteps.
And if so, stretch higher. And sense the levels that are even higher. Have truth seekers' footsteps touch the levels higher than that, and if so, keep stretching higher, 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 higher. Live streaming up. Who can see that the Ra souls down here at ground zero and the Asha souls down here at ground zero are blocking the work rather than supporting the work of exhaling the dead from denser dimensions into lighter dimensions? People can see that.
People can see that.
Well, what do I know? I know that I didn't say it that clearly before. I said the work rather than describing the work. So I see how I could have done that better. I get it. All right. So those of you who can see that these Ra souls and these Asha souls are blocking the work of exhaling the dead from denser dimensions into lighter dimensions, of those of you who can see it, who is willing to speak to that, to give them a shout out, to help them, to let them know that they're messing up? I do hear little voices. You know what it sounds like is voices from the denser, smaller dimensions who have passed and gone up, and they're shouting down.
That's true.
Okay. Do you get any movement?
No.
No, me either. All right. We pump up presences from the denser, smaller levels, like pumping the bulb syringe right up the backs. And it looks like it's hitting the chairs that they're sitting on.
That's true.
And you're in the way. You're in the way. You're blocking the flow. Please move. Move at least to the side. please at least move to the side so that we can get this flow out of here. This has been 20 hours now that you've been blocking the flow. We can't get the work done. This is on your karmic record. And they say, oh no, it's not. It's on the karmic record of they said physical host. This is true. So the data shows that bizarrely enough, we're not physical hosts, as it turns out. We're astral hosts.
That's true.
Just like everybody else, but we're dense astral. Not as dense as they are. They're even more dense. And we're trying to get these denser astrals cleared out because they're dead, and they're trying to get to a divine presence, and we're willing to provide them updraft if they want to get to the kind of presence that we believe is divine. If they want to get to some other kind of presence, we're not blocking their way. They're welcome to use any other conduit. This is reserved for presences who are trying to get to a consistent source of truth and inspiration right now.
That's true.
Are you willing to step aside, or at least move your chair? You're not moving. Can they hear us? Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I think they can hear us.
I think they can hear us. Can you hear?
What now? What now? Live streaming way up past these people. What now? What now? What now? What now? In order to manifest the divine plan, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do. Let's hand them eviction papers.
That's true.
Here you go. You don't have the right to be here. You are not authorized. You're not the owners. You don't have a lease. You're not authorized to be here. You're trespassers. You're trespassers. Please leave. What do they think they're doing?
This is a good question.
Let's live stream up. Asking to be shown. Whatever this Ra presence and this stream of Ras thinks they're doing.
Whatever this Asha stream of Ashas think that they're doing.
This string of Ras thinks he's shining the light in the dark. Friend, itchiness is a signal of an invasion of a dark entity, quote unquote. Those are the labels you yourselves have used.
That's true.
You're a dark entity if you're creating itchiness, and this host life has had itchiness for several days now.
That's true. That could be what the Ashas think they're doing, shining a light in the darkness.
Shining the light in the darkness.
Just by being here, by my presence, shining the light.
Okay. Maybe what you're looking for is another host presence. Our Ra used to suggest to people who are doing what you're doing that they go to a Buddhist monastery, a cloistered monastery, and find Buddhist nuns who are living in a cloistered life and work with those hosts, that was appropriate.
That's true.
It was a good match. Why don't you try that?
Something just happened.
Yes, something just happened. Now let's see if we can pump up dead presences from denser, deeper levels who are trying to get to a consistent source of truth and inspiration. Something's flowing.
Something's flowing at the back.
Oh, good. Ooh, itchy, 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 itchy at the crown. Itchy at the crown, itchy at the face, crown, hands. Okay, friends, wherever you've gone, it isn't far enough. Please get all the way out. Get all the way out. Itchy, 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 itchy. Look, itchy. Itchy hands, itchy face, itchy hairline, itchy arms. Please. We don't have any resolution. This is going on your records, and again they say it absolutely is not, that it's going on the records of the host lives, and again they're saying physical hosts, and we're saying they're we used to think that too. We understand, we know how you feel, we felt the same way, and what we found bizarrely, and to our amazement, is that we don't seem to be physical any more than all the rest of these. There's just no evidence to support this being a physical dimension.
That's true.
Bizarrely, everything seems real in every dimension. It seems real to all of us. Those presences who are sure that they're in physical dimensions and we can see them floating in the air.
That's true.
They're sure they're in physical dimensions, just like presences around here are sure that they're in physical dimension, and
That's true.
These hosts were also sure.
Very sure.
But no longer sure.
No.
And now starting to think it really does look like we're no more physical than anybody else.
That's true.
Let's correct the errors of ignoring obvious realities or denying obvious realities.
It feels really good.
You know what it's like? It's like that one teaching assistant who, when he decided that he was not wanting to do what his guides were telling him to do, he would literally wear headphones in the classes and play rock music during the classes so he couldn't hear what his own guides were saying to him. That's what they're doing. They're refusing to listen to what's being channeled to them.
That's true.
This is coming to you. This is a channeled message coming to you, to that Ra who's refusing to listen, those Ras who are refusing to listen, and those Ashas who are refusing to listen. This is a channeled message coming to you from, look up, look up, look up. See that waving hand? See that one? Way up high. No, you're not looking high enough. Keep looking higher. You're not looking high enough. There. That hand there. That's who's speaking. That's who you're ignoring. Now they're pulling the wires down. Or I'm wrong. Somebody's pulling the wires down. They're pulling the wires down.
That's true.
Oh, wow.
Soul transmutation.
I know, that's what was coming up, but wow, I don't want to do that. I see how I don't want to do that. I don't mind spitting them out, but they're resisting that. Maybe we just have to crunch and burn them. Okay, well listen friends, we're going to begin soul transmutation exercises and protocols, which we really don't want to do, but you're not leaving us much choice, so we're going to start crunching and burning that which is untrue. Our intention is to burn that which is untrue, extract that which is true, and use the conversion of energy to propel the closing processes and the dead presences in the race for a consistent source of truth and integrity.
That's true.
And at any point in time, you can join those who wish to go to a consistent source of truth and inspiration. I see how I said it wrong. Oh, I see why. It's because back in the day, that's what we were calling it, a higher concentration of truth and integrity.
That's true.
Right. Well, it's a familiar phrase now. Are you going to live by the protocols that you yourself channeled? Or your related souls?
Today's efforts. Creating the errors for today, Sunday, start to finish. Correcting the errors for the week that ended last night at midnight. Correcting the errors for the year of 2016, start to finish. correcting the errors for the listing period that ends at the successful completion of a successful closing, including the omissions for the formerly videoed portions of today's efforts, including the omissions for today, Sunday, start to finish, including the omissions for the week just ended last night at midnight. Including the omissions for the month of November, start to finish. Including the omissions for the year of 2016, start to finish. For the decade of the 2010s, start to finish. Including the omissions for the lifetimes of the Ground Zero hosts, start to finish. Taking this poorly done work, raising it to well done with our own efforts, raising it as close to divine perfection as we're able to get it right now, with our own efforts. Until you get there. Sending him off. Making learner's permit. Asking for the grade.